Good morning, USA. It's about to be a wonderful day, as they say in that song. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is good, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. Just had to grab you all and adjust you. Good morning, good morning. Sorry about being a little bit late today. It is kind of hard, to be honest with you, to live stream for 2 hours, so I almost feel like it's better to do just an hour and a half, but I do feel bad if I say 11 and then don't do 11, so maybe next week we'll do a little bit like 11:15-ish, because I should be able to wake up a little bit earlier next week. Chad Help. What's up, Jonathan Taylor? What's good, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I really appreciate all you guys who stopped by. It means a lot. All right, let's get into it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Flowers, Gabe Davis, or Dotson? I would go Flowers. Full PPR. Should I stick with T. Higgins or go with one of these guys instead? I would play Stevenson, personally. Yeah, we might have to go to just like an hour and a half on Sunday, because I do so funny. I do also like an hour plus on Thursdays as well. What's up, Nick? Goff or Lawrence? Fins up, babe. Fins up, Noah. Let's go with Lawrence, right? Don't want to overthink things. There, for sure. Don't want to overthink things. So go Lawrence. We're gonna pull my teams up on the screen as well as we prolong into this, so I could set my own lineups on stream. I figure you guys like looking at that. At least that's what it seems like from what you guys have said in the past. Hey, should I start Gibbs or Ridley in the flex? I would play. Oh man, Donnie Bravo. It's basically like you're starting two amazing options. So you're gonna be. This is one of those where you can't really go wrong, but one of these guys will probably end up sucking, right? And you will end up getting it wrong, or I'll end up getting it wrong, right? Because I make the call. Personally, I think I would end up going with. Oof. I think I would go. If I'm being honest with you, if you want to be super safe, go Ridley. If you're hunting for more upside and you can swallow the risk that occurs with Gibbs, I would go Gibbs. I'd personally play Gibbs. What do you think of this running back room? Connor, Kyron, Herbert, Bigsby? Personally, I love it. Yeah, I would try to make a trade to make that better. Mostert, Brian Robinson, Tyler Algier, Miles Sanders, pick 2. I would go with Mostert and Sanders personally, but I think Brian Robinson is safer than Sanders. Just checking to make sure no one has DM'd me on Patreon while we're live here. Madison or Joshua Kelly? I'd definitely go Madison. I think Joshua Kelly's going to bounce back this week. The Vikings defense is pretty bad, but it doesn't necessarily feel the best, right? Why they wouldn't bring in Cam Akers? Now Cam Akers isn't playing, but they wouldn't bring in Cam Akers if everything was all fine and dandy in Minnesota land, right? We could see a big Madison day. I'm not going to lie, but I would still go Kelly. Alrighty. We got some reports to read out here. Anyone who watches the UFC, I know last night wasn't like a huge fight, but man, oh man, that fucking Rafael Fiziev, I had him in my parlay with Bryce Mitchell, and the way that he broke his leg was just so disappointing, or whatever happened to him. J.C. Jackson signed a 5-year deal, is now inactive. Dwayne Johnson on the injured reserve. Anything else? Aaron Jones and Christian Watson both out. I'm going to get to you in a second, common sense. Salvin Ahmed is inactive, so that means that the Dolphins are going to run Devin A-Chain more. Waddle out. Amon-Ra St. Brown in. Akers out. Ah, jeez. Now I got to edit my lineups. I hate to see it. Alrighty. Common Sense says, hey, Nick, great content. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. Start 2, Sanders, Swift, Warren. Definitely got to play Swift. I mean, I think Swift might end up shitting the bed in a big way today, but the problem is, if you sit Swift, you already know bro's going for 30 points again. You already know he's going for 150 yards and a touchdown, maybe even 2 scores, right? So, personally, I'm not sitting him. Definitely not for Warren. I would go Sanders as well. I hope that the Pittsburgh Steelers realize that they have made a grave mistake with their usage of Najee Harris and they start using Jaylen Warren more. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if they'll figure that out. And today, they gave Matt Canada a promotion. I thought when I got that notification, it was going to say Matt Canada fired. But no, it says Matt Canada promotion. What are the Steelers doing? Like are they trolling? Are they fucking with us? So I would go Sanders and Swift, to be honest with you. I don't really think you can play Warren just yet, especially in that scenario. Michael Capiccione says Brian Robinson or James Conner. Huge fan. Thank you. I would go Brian Robinson. Or Kirk Pickens, Atwell. Kirk Pickens and Atwell. Pacheco or Ford. Christian Kirk or Jacoby Myers. Christian Kirk because there's no Zay Flowers. Hi, Nick. Brees or Christian Kirk. Aaron Jones out. Kelly or Raheem. I'd go Raheem. Madison is facing the 28th ranked run defense. His efficiency has sucked for both games. Were against good run defenses. Yeah, I don't think that. Well, Akers isn't playing, so that's a huge positive. But I do really worry about the next couple of weeks. What's going to happen with Madison? Tony says full PPR Brian Robinson Jr. or Elijah Moore at the flex. So Elijah Moore has been a player that has looked good on the field, right? If you watch the Browns games, you'll see that he's actually open a ton. He gets a lot of separation, especially like on when people watch the All 22, right? And you can see like higher up, right? What's going on Twitter. I see it all the time. Elijah Moore is basically butt naked open, wide open all the time. It's just that Deshaun Watson's been a little bit spotty. Now, Deshaun Watson faces very tough. I mean, not tough, the opposite of tough, a soft defense against the pass this week. But I'm still going Brian Robinson Jr., right? Brian Robinson last week looked amazing, looked great in week 1. I believe he's been a top 20 or maybe even higher, top 16, 18 running back every single week of this season in full PPR, despite his kind of lapse in pass catching ability. He has still been a very solid option game in and game out. So I'm going Brian Robinson Jr. I think Brian Robinson is a smash this week for the Washington Commanders up against the Bills. AJ, thank you for the super chat. Says, I have Jefferson. My opponent has Addison. Should I start Cousins or Herbert? Full PPR. Love the content. Thank you very much. All right. Your opponent has Addison. Should I start Cousins or Herbert? That doesn't necessarily change my opinion on what to do. If I'm being completely honest with you, sure, you can completely cuck Jordan Addison out of points by playing Kirk Cousins. I have Herbert ranked ahead of Kirk Cousins. They are ranked, I believe, 5 and 6 in my ranking. So back-to-back, Herbert 1 spot ahead of Cousins. This is basically one of those situations where this is going to be a very high-scoring game. One of these guys probably drops 30 points. The other one probably gets, I would say, 23 to 25. So I think either way, you're setting yourself up for a pretty big game. Regardless of which quarterback you play, you should be in good hands, like State Farm, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. So we're going to go with Justin Herbert over Kirk Cousins. This is one of the biggest predicaments in fantasy football, right? I didn't really expect Kirk Cousins to be this good. But what I will tell you is that when you have two quarterbacks that are really solid, every single week it puts a real fucking headache onto you, right? Because Kirk Cousins has looked really good. Herbert's looked pretty Now every week you're going to be questioning yourself. I would personally go Justin Herbert, though, if I'm being honest with you. And it's great to have two great quarterbacks like this, but it is frustrating any given week. So I would go with Justin Herbert, the pervert. Hey, man, love the content. Thank you. Should I play Mike Evans over Amon-Ra? I know the Sun God has a plate in this game, but not sure. Nah, he'll be fine. I'd play Amon-Ra. If I were to trade, this is who I would get. Who I got. Fields, D-Hop, Myers, Tutu, Deontay, Kyron, Cole Herbert, Bigsby. I would try to trade away. I don't even know. Maybe try to trade away Kyron at an all-time high. Roderick, thank you for the super chat, my man. Full PPR with all the Packers players inactive. I'm firing up Jaden Reed. But now for wide receiver 2. Should I play Tutu or Drake London? I have Amon-Ra as my wide receiver 1. Great question. So I like Jaden Reed a lot now without Christian Watson. I would probably play, and obviously you're already locking him in your lineup. I'm playing Tutu over Drake London. Drake London is one of those guys where if you think you are going to lose your matchup, you could play Drake London. because Drake London's either getting you 0 points, you're losing anyways, or he's going to get you like 20 points and you're going to be very happy. In this scenario, though, I'm just going with the layup of 2-2, right? The Rams have a good matchup up against the Cincinnati Bengals. 2-2 has been very consistent. He continues to get a lot of targets, even though Puka gets all the shine, and rightfully so, right? Puka has looked downright incredible throughout the start of the season. But we need to start throwing some respect onto the name of Tutu Atwell, because Tutu deserves more praise. He's been playing well, and I think he is going to look good again this week. Again, he's a very safe option because he continues to see a very high dosage of targets week in and week out. I think this week we are going to see the exact same thing up against the Bengals in prime time. So I would be kind of hard-pressed to, at this point, sit Tutu Atwell for Drake London, because Drake London has been so inconsistent. You know Drake London could shit the bed and put literally 0 up. He did it week 1. So to anyone who has Drake London, I'm not trying to scare you. The matchup this week is kind of all right, but there's no way I'm sitting Tutu Atwell at this point for Drake London. I just feel way safer with Tutu Atwell, so I would lean Tutu Atwell over Drake London. I think having Jaden Reed, Amon-Ra, and Tutu is a recipe for success this week. I think you're going to be A-okay this week. Things are looking mighty fine for you. So thank you for the super chat, Roderick. Again, go with Tutu. Mostert, Ford, Madison, Kelly, Sanders. I'd go Mostert and Ford. Patriots D against the Jets or Ravens D against the Colts. I'd go with the Patriots. Old Saint Nick, what's up, Playbook? Swift, Moss, Kelly, Addison, Brian Robinson. Pick one. I'd go with Moss. Roe Johnson. Actually, I'd go Swift. Roshan Johnson, Addison, Drake, London for the flex. I would go Addison. Start Tutu Atwell or Zach Moss. I'd go Zach Moss. Nico Collins over Drake London, 100%. Khalil Herbert, Adam Thielen, A.J. Dillon. If no Jones, I would go A.J. Dillon. What's good, bro? PPR, Wilson, McLaurin, Gabe Davis, or Tutu. I would play Wilson. Gabe Davis, Lockett, Ramondre, Wilson, pick 3. Lockett, Ramondre, and Garrett Wilson. What do you recommend, Nick? Mostert, Swift, Sanders, D. Cook. I would go with Mostert and Swift. If you had 2, if you have 1, go Mostert. What's up, brother? Hope all's well. Hope all's well with you guys all as well. I appreciate all you guys stepping by. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. D2, Wilson, Kirk, and Davis. Kirk and Wilson. Fighting for that 3-0 you're going to get this week. Meow OG, fire profile picture. Flowers, DJ Moore for the wide receiver. Flex, Sanders, Thomas, or Hollywood Brown? Great question. Great question. One second. Alrighty. Wide receiver, Flowers, DJ Moore, Flex, Sanders, Thomas, Hollywood Brown. So for your wide receiver, I'm going Zay Flowers 100%. I don't want to sit Zay Flowers, if I'm being honest with you. With Odell out, I think Zay Flowers could have a huge game. Solid matchup as well for the Ravens this week. And then flex Sanders, Thomas, or Hollywood Brown. If you could actually flex DJ Moore, that would be the best option. But if you're stuck with one of those guys, I'm flexing Miles Sanders. So Flowers and Sanders. Thank you for the super chat. Jake Lipskin says, trade Josh Allen, Keenan Allen, Nuck, Swift, Kincaid for Jordan Love, Pollard, Amon-Ra, Amari. Thoughts? 2 quarterback. My team is Jordan Love, Jared Goff, Bijan, Pollard, Ridley, Amon-Ra, Amari, Kenneth Ford. That team is fucking loaded to the gills. I probably would have made that trade if I'm being honest with you. I get that you're losing a quote-unquote elite quarterback in Josh Allen. And I say quote-unquote, right? He is an elite quarterback for fantasy. But you are getting way better skill position players. Like, you're losing the uncertainty of Nuck. Very risky. Swift and Kincaid, all kind of risky guys. So I think you're gaining a lot more safety while not losing a ton of upside. I really don't think dropping from Josh Allen to Jordan Love, obviously it sucks, but based upon the trade, that's really good. So I think your team looks really good. I would have made that trade as well. Obviously, in 2 quarterback super flex leagues, it always sucks to lose like your big quarterback, right? Like Josh Allen, Mahomes, whoever your main quarterback is. But I think you did the right thing there. And I probably would have made that same exact trade, if I'm being honest with you. So I like it. I like your move there. Your team looks really good. Jordan Love, Goff, those are two solid quarterbacks. Bijan and Pollard, that's probably the best running back duo in your league. Ridley, Amon-Ra, and Amari are probably a top end trio of receivers. And then you got Kenneth and Ford. So your team looks really good. I like that trade a ton, Jake. I think you did the right thing. Jets D against New England or Seahawks against the Panthers. I would go with the Jets D against New England. I just think that's going to be a really low-scoring game. One of those very boring affairs that, like, once the game is over, you're like, oh, I guess that's why I didn't really have high hopes for this game. That's why I didn't want to watch it. So, yeah. So I would go. I would definitely go with the Jets D again. That's just going to be a really low-scoring, boring affair that you're not going to want to watch on television. And we know Mac Jones is in for like one stupid interception where the ball like bounces off of Hunter Henry's hands, goes flying up to the sun, comes back down. It's a pick. No, John, you are not crazy for starting Nico over Jamar Chase at this point because we don't know if Joe Burrow is going to play. I thought maybe we'd have more clarity now, but we really don't. We really do not. Alrighty. So now, in about a couple of minutes, I'm going to throw my teams on the screen to edit my lineups while I talk to you guys, obviously. And then I'm going to start crunching my DFS lineups. Full PPR, Pierce or Ford? I would go Ford. Tutu or D-Hop? I'd go D-Hop. Nico Collins or Mostert? Nico Collins. Fields looks bad, and the coaches told him not to run yet. Fields has been looking bad, but I think he's going to look better this week. Love your videos, man. Would you play for Brees, Jerome Ford, Nico Collins, Zach Moss? I would play Nico Collins. Rock out with my cock out. Thank you for the super chat. Ferguson or Otten / Tyreek Hill? Yeah, I actually think Cade Otton has looked pretty good. The problem with Cade Otton on a weekly basis is that they have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Rachaad White, who all could out-target him in any given week. I know Rachaad White's a running back, but there's a chance this game ends. Otton has 4 targets. Godwin has, say, 7. Evans, 7. And then Rachaad White has 5, right? And then you end up with the guy with the least amount of targets on a team that might end up shit in the bed, right? We've been watching them at 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Now it's their prime time spot for the Buccaneers. And this might be a time where Baker just lets it all go, right? All of that greatness that he's been showing off, it all goes downhill. Taysom Hill, one of those guys that's basically... Taysom Hill, for me, is like the fuck it. I have no idea what to do at tight end. I'm going to play Taysom Hill, understanding that he might score me 0, but he could get 20 points. But you're not in that fuck it scenario, right? You're not in the scenario where your back is against the wall. There's a gun to the quote-unquote back of the head of your team, right? You're in a scenario where you have Jake Ferguson, right? Ferguson has been getting the targets. All he needs to do is get more yards. He scored a touchdown last week. It seems like he's very involved in the red zone package. They're going up against the Cardinals, a team that is absolutely bottom of the barrel in terms of defense. So I would go with Ferguson. 100%. Don't overthink it. Go with Ferguson. Great matchup for him, and he has been looking real solid. So I'm definitely 100% going, Jake Ferguson. 100% Jake Ferguson. Don't overthink things. All right. John says, start 2 full PPR. Puka, Chase, Mike, Williams. Oh, man. I'm going to be honest, I'm not feeling very confident in Joe Burrow playing right now. Now, this might be one of those. This could be one of those games where, Joe Burrow plays and he's not himself, or he doesn't play, and then we have to deal with, they signed someone, right? Who did they bring in? Bengals QB depth chart. They brought in the one guy that was on the XFL team. Let's see. Did ESPN update the depth chart? No, they didn't. Bengals quarterback. Didn't they sign someone? Am I crazy? I thought they signed someone. I guess not. Okay, maybe not. Even so, I think it's risky to start Chase this week. So I would go Puka and Mike Williams. Especially when you have good options like that, right? If you have worse options, then maybe I'm playing Chase. But in your scenario where you have Puka and Mike Williams, it's better off just playing Puka and Mike Williams. Go with the hot hand, Jordan Love over Burrow, who's hurt. Yeah, I would play Jordan Love. I think you're just basically mitigating all risk if you play Jordan Love. Now, Jordan Love does have a tough matchup. Yeah, it's A.J. McCarron. That's what I was talking about. A.J. McCarron. That's what I was talking about. See, when you Google Bengals quarterback, none of that shows up. What shows up is Joe Burrow questionable. The Bengals add Reed Sinnett. Reed Sinnett to the Bengals. Yeah, that's all that it says. Bengals add more depth with Sinnett. Those are all the reports I've seen. But yeah, if A.J. McCarron plays, like, Chase will be fine. But again, he signed like a day ago, right? So yeah, I'm going with the hot hand, Jordan Love. I think if you play Joe Burrow this week, you're basically you are 100% understanding that Joe Burrow might just completely shit the bed, and you are, I guess, just taking the risk. That's not something I would personally do. So I'm gonna pull up my team here real quick, throw it up on the screen as I talk to you guys, so I can edit my lineups, and you guys can see as well. Because I know people always ask, Nick, what do your teams look like? So here you go. Here's what one of my teams look like. So I'm going to set that lineup in a second. So yeah, I'm definitely going Jordan Love over Joe Burrow. And then half PPR, Josh Kelly or A.J. Dillon. I would 100% go with Josh Kelly. Again, Josh Kelly absolutely sucked a fat egg last week, but so did A.J. Dillon. I'm going with the guy with more upside and a better matchup, and that's Josh Kelly. So Josh Kelly over A.J. Dillon. If Kyron and Fields both pop off today, I'm going to try and trade for Aaron Jones. That makes sense. But I do kind of agree with Spock. It is hard to trade Kyron unless you're trading Kyron for like multiple other pieces. Yo, Nick, would you say playing Jaden Reed over Jamar Chase is a good idea considering Christian Watson is? Yeah, I would probably just play Reed, if I'm being honest with you. Nico or Mike Williams? Nico. Chase or Josh Reynolds? I'd go with Chase in that scenario. Rashad with 2 A's or Drake London? Rashad for sure, Joe. Algier or Dylan? I'd go Dylan. What's up? I just woke up. What's up, Fast? How you doing, man? Pick 3, Ford, George Pickens, Zay Flowers, Madison, Dylan, Kelly, Jets/Patriots, under a good play. The under is so low that you're probably going to end up not hitting the under. But, yeah, I would go I would probably not bet the under on that game because you just know somehow it's going to go over. Bijan anytime touchdown boosted to plus 175 on DraftKings. I took that. So yeah, I would go Zay Flowers, Madison, and George Pickens. Joe Williams says, "Hey, bro, I watch you every day. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I have Lamar, CMC, Madison, St. Brown, Waddle, Godwin, the flex, bench, Brees, Kamara, London, Kirk, Jacoby. Should I trade anyone?" That's a good question. Personally, I like your running back room. I mean, if you were to trade someone, I would probably wait until next week and then trade as high as possible on Alvin Kamara when Alvin Kamara is coming back, because Alvin Kamara is a big unknown, right? Alvin Kamara could come out there and look like amazing, or Alvin Kamara could come out there and look like he did last year, which didn't look great, right? So what I'd probably do is wait until next week, and if Madison catches fire, you trade Madison instantly. And then if someone wants Alvin Kamara, I would also be looking to trade Alvin Kamara. But besides that, your team does look pretty good. Obviously, don't start Waddle this week because Waddle is not playing, so put Christian Kirk in. But besides that, I think your team does look pretty good. Based upon the team you constructed, it would appear that you were also watching my videos in the offseason because you drafted a majority of the players that I really like. So your team looks good. I don't think you necessarily need to make any moves, but again, if you want to make a move, I would trade away Madison if he catches fire, and then I would trade away Kamara next week when people are looking for him, when he's on fire, right? When he's coming back, that's when he's going to be at his highest price. Meow OG says, I'm overthinking. Flex DJ Moore or Miles Sanders. Oh, man, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I would probably go DJ Moore over Sanders. If I'm being honest with you, this matchup against the Chiefs is really good. I think that DJ Moore is going to have a good game. Maybe that's just my crazy thoughts getting to me, right? I'm just way overthinking things, but I would probably play DJ Moore. I think, how good do we think the Carolina Panthers are going to be without, what's his name, right? Miles Sanders without without Bryce Young, right? How good do we think this offense is going to be with Andy Dalton? I don't know. So, I mean, this trade is just insane. That got accepted, by the way. Now, I don't veto trades, but this trade is fucking absolutely insane. But it is what it is. I'm not voting against it. So yeah, I would go DJ Moore. I think DJ Moore is going to have a pretty solid game. And again, I think if there ever was a game for the Bears to bounce back, it's this week. With all the media talk, all that shit, it really feels like Justin Fields is going to stop being such a pussy and stop standing in the pocket thinking he's Patrick Mahomes and start running the ball more. So I'm going DJ Moore, and I think that's going to help out the offense a ton. Rock Out says, drop Dobbs for Howell. You are in a 2-quarterback league, so I would. If you're in a 2-quarterback league, I would drop Romeo Dobbs for Howell. If you're not, I probably still would because I think Christian Watson's going to be back by next week. So, yeah. Kevin Davis says, Garrett Wilson or Jalen Warren in the flex full PPR? Great question. So, when it comes to Jalen Warren and when it comes to Jalen Warren and Najee Harris, I just simply cannot do that, right? I can't start Jalen Warren. I just feel like Najee Harris is going to get touches, right? We just know it's going to happen, right? Regardless of how bad we think that Najee Harris sucks, Najee Harris is going to get targets regardless. So, and work. So I'm going Garrett Wilson. I'm chancing it. I get Garrett Wilson might get 1 point, but I also think Jalen Warren could get 1 point. So I'm going with the guy with more upside, and that is Garrett Wilson. Thank you for the super chat again, Kevin. I appreciate that. Fact says 2-2 Garrett Wilson or Drizzy Drake London. Based upon my rankings, the play would be Garrett Wilson. So I'm going to give you 2 answers here. Keep it very simple for you. If you want a guaranteed 12-ish points, go with 2-2 Atwell, right? If you want the layup, you want the safety, go with 2-2 Atwell because 2-2 is going to bring safety to your roster. If you want upside, if you want 20-plus points, but there's a chance that the guy absolutely shits the bed, go for Garrett Wilson. I would probably play 2-2 if I'm being honest with you. I'm going to go with 2-2 Atwell. Tyler Sperry says, Pittman, Josh Reynolds, or Atwell due to the weather. I'm not too worried about the weather. I don't think there's going to be that many crazy weather games. Weather NFL. I know it's going to rain, right? But I think a lot of people really overthink rain, right? What really matters is the wind, right? Like there's going to be wind in the Jets versus Patriots game. But there's just a little bit of rain in these other games. So I'm not really panicking too much on the rain. I would go with Michael Pittman personally. For sure. I would play Michael Pittman. Tyler. 100%. I'm not overthinking things. Josh Reynolds, Hollywood Brown, or JSN, no Waddle. I would go with Josh Reynolds Foster. I think Josh Reynolds going to have a pretty decent game. And again, Josh Reynolds has a good matchup. He played really well last week, and Hollywood Brown is very risky, and so is JSN. Ryan says, yo, Nick, Kirk or Myers in the flex with Jones out. Definitely would go Kirk. I think Kirk gets a boost without Jones for sure, because Jones, I think, does kind of make Kirk a little bit more risky, but without Jones, Kirk is able to flourish a little bit more. So, yeah, I would go Christian Kirk for sure there. DK Mitchell says, much love, bro. Watch you weekly. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Means a lot. Thank you. All right, so let me just set my lineup real quick here. Let me just make sure it's good. Can I put David Montgomery on the inactive? No, I can't. I can't put Waddle in there either. So we're rolling out like this squad that fucking reeks this week because of all these injuries. I think I could still beat my dad, though, but it's definitely not the ideal squad. Is there anyone on the waivers I could pick up that might be better? So thank you for the super chat. Brandon, thank you for the super chat as well. I really appreciate you, DK. Thank you very much, man. Brandon, leave your question in chat and I'll answer you. Just check out the waivers real quick. Oh, man. The waivers are a desolate hell in this league. Oh, man. We're probably going to take the L this week, not going to lie. Brandon, thank you for the super chat. Says, missed the question in my super chat. Start 2 half PPR, London McLaurin, Godwin, or Mike Williams. Great question. Definitely Mike Williams, and then I would go with Godwin as well. I would go Mike Williams, and oh, thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Yeah, I would go with Mike Williams and Godwin. I'm not overthinking things here, right? London is a little bit of an overthink play, right? Like, you're kind of overthinking things. You're going to start him, so you're not starting him. And then McLaurin, I don't really love McLaurin this week. So Godwin and Mike Williams, pretty easy for me. Starting Chase Claypool in my 18-man league. That's tough. Hey, Nick, Hopkins versus Cleveland or Christian Kirk versus Houston? Christian Kirk. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the stream. And if you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It does really help me out a ton. This team is just dead this week. This team Tua Tug on my cock is not going to do too well this week. And this is the one I don't think I looked at yet. Oh, no, I did look at this one. I'll look at the other one. And then pull up ESPN for my other team. Bench 1, Flowers, Addison, Higgins, Hopkins, or Hall. I'm benching Hall. For sure. Tutu or Judy, Tutu. Pickens or Flowers? Flowers. Tyler Lockett or Zay Flowers? Lockett, Mixon or Pacheco? Mixon. Madison or Connor? I would go Madison. Gazelle, thank you for the super chat. Flex 1. PPR, Dotson, Robert Woods, Damian Pierce, or Gus Edwards. Oh, man. I feel like you asked me this question on Thursday, and I feel like I'm about to give you a different answer. Oh, man. I'm trying to think. Oh, that's so tough. I mean, realistically, I'd rather play Damian Pierce out of all of those guys, but I feel like Damian Pierce is not going to do too well, right? Like, the offensive line in Houston is a fucking disaster. So I feel like you almost can't play Pierce. I have Dotson ranked the highest, but I don't really want to play Dotson. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to play Robert Woods because Robert Woods is going to get you 10 points. Gus also could be good here. So that's kind of up in the air. I think I'm just going to go Robert Woods and get the guaranteed points because Robert Woods just keeps getting the rock. Could be a higher scoring game with Houston. So I'm going to go Robert Woods. Oh, man, that feels gross, but I'm going Robert Woods. Xavier, with Aaron Jones out, Gus or Dylan, I would just play Dylan if I'm being honest with you. I know he didn't play too well last week, but you just kind of know the amount of touches he's going to get. We don't really know how many touches Gus is going to get week in and week out. So I would just go with A.J. Dillon. Thank you, Ashton. I really appreciate that. Thank you, man. Uh, Zora says Nico Collins, Pacheco, or Jaden Reed for the flex. Great question. Great question there. Let me look at my phone real quick. Let me just figure out something that's on my phone real quick, and then I'll be done in 2 seconds. Unreal. What is this? Actually, I can talk through this while I'm texting. So I would go with Nico Collins over Pacheco and Jaden Reed. I think Jaden Reed's going to have a pretty decent game without Christian Watson, but the matchup isn't like superb enough. I like Pacheco's matchup as well, but again, how much do we trust Pacheco, right? He's coming into the game banged up. He's probably going to be a little bit hobbled. I don't think they're going to give him as many carries as they would normally. So your answer is kind of clear here. It's Nico Collins. Nico Collins has been really good over the first couple of games of the season. At this point, I would almost consider him to be a must-start player, if I'm being honest with you. So yeah, I want to go Nico Collins. Nico Collins for sure. That one is pretty easy for me, Nico Collins. And again, Nico Collins has been smashing. Tristan, thank you for the super chat, my man. Cousins or T-Law got the Ridley stack. I would go with T-Law because you have Ridley. But, oh, man. I'm going T-Law. I'm going to go T-Law with the stack. All right. And then let's check some here. All right. So I'm going to go with T-Law because you have Ridley. Otherwise, I'd probably go T-Law anyways, to be completely honest with you. So T-Law regardless would be my answer to that one. All righty. So we got all of our teams set, locked, and loaded here. We're going to go with T-Law over Cousins. Let me pull up ESPN real quick and edit that team as well. So T-Law over Cousins because you have Ridley, and also because I think T-Law is going to be better than Kirk. And then next question here, next super chat. Thank you, Culture Clips. I appreciate you, my man. 12-team full PPR. Who's my flex, Pierce or Josh Reynolds? I'd play Josh Reynolds. Dameon Pierce is just such a fucking gross player to be starting. I love Dameon Pierce. I'm a Dameon Pierce truther. I think Dameon Pierce is going to end up bouncing back at some point this season. But right now, I'm playing Josh Reynolds. Like, you just know what you're getting out of Josh Reynolds, and you just have no idea what's going to happen with Pierce. Frymuth, Laporta, or Higbee. I'd go Laporta. Swift, Sanders, or Dalvin Cook. Fins up. Go Swift. In a bad spot, help. Kareem Hunt or Khalil Herbert. Hill or Ridley are my 1 and 2. Who do I flex? I would flex Nico Collins. Breece Hall or Kelly. Jacobs is too good not to play. Yeah, I think Jacobs going to bounce back. Yeah, that's true. I don't really think that you can play what's his name? I don't think you can play Kareem Hunt this week. This lineup looks good as well. I can't really do anything to it. Yeah, I'm kind of just stuck with this lineup. Fucking lost last week because my defense scored me 0 points. You hate to see it. All right. Throw this back on the main screen here. Then we're going to start making our DFS lineups. So let's undo this. Yeah, someone asked me earlier. I didn't answer it. How worried am I about the Dolphins without Jalen Waddle? I'm not worried at all. The Dolphins are going to win this game easily. I don't even think this is going to be a close game. I think the Dolphins win by 10 plus against the Denver Broncos. I think the Denver Broncos are not very good this year. I think they're going to fall to 0-3, and Sean Payton's going to look like a fucking gavone. What's good, bro? Another Sunday, week 3, baby. It's week 3 already. I know, it's crazy. What's crazy is the summer feels like it goes so slow, right? June, July, it takes fucking forever. And then bada bing, bada boom, it's Sunday. And then I go to sleep and then boom, it's Sunday again. And with these double headers on Monday, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but it does It feels like it makes the week go even faster. Legendary one: Gibson, Gainwell, or Kareem Hunt. I'm going Gibson. Who would you rather have rest of the season, Deshaun or Fields? Fields. What's up? I hope everything's going well. Thank you. Everything is going well. Hope everything's going well for you as well. Should I start A.J. Dillon or Jalen Warren? I'd play A.J. Dillon. And should I go with Ertz or Hill? I'd go with Ertz. Devontae Smith or Amari Cooper? I would go with Devontae Smith. Breece Hall or Algier Hall? Gabe Davis or D-Hop? No PPR. I'm going Gabe Davis. Amari Cooper or Brian Robinson? I would go with Brian Robinson, personally. Personality. Ain't it crazy that fucking Usher is going to be the halftime show next year? Usher? Oh, yeah. All right. Ain't that crazy? I feel like Usher being the guy is like, it's so weird because it feels like Usher should have been the guy, like, I don't know, 2015, not 2023, but it is what it is. He's going to play for the Dolphins Super Bowl, so that's going to be cool. Of course. We all know the Dolphins are winning the Super Bowl this year. Everyone knows that. You guys know that as well. All right. It's Usher, baby. Legendary one, thank you for the super chat. I think I answered your question, but if you want a little bit more in depth of an answer, I can try to find it again. So start one, Gibson, Gainwell, or Hunt. I don't think you can start Hunt this week because Hunt just feels like he's playing, right? But how much is Hunt playing, right? Is Hunt really going to go out there and play half the snaps with Jerome Ford? In my opinion, no, with how good Jerome Ford has looked. Gainwell is kind of right? Like, how many touches is Gainwell going to get? Like, at least you know Gibson's going to be out there, right? At least you know Gibson's going to be getting a decent amount of snaps, right? Now, the question is, will he turn those snaps into fantasy points? Who knows, right? But the same could be said about all these guys, and I feel like Gibson's going to get the most snaps. And thus, in questions like this, you don't really want to overthink things. You want to just go with the guy that's going to be seeing the field the most. So I would go with Gibson. Yeah, the Bears are definitely winning the Super Bowl. You're right. You're right. You're right. Sutton or Tank Dell? I'd go Tank Dell. Mike Evans or Alexander Madison for Watson and Nico Collins. Which side wins this trade? I think I would rather have Watson and Nico Collins. Hunt maybe be involved in the passing game eventually. I think Hunt will be involved eventually. I just think like when we're trying to project week 1, it's hard to feel confident in Hunt this week, week 3. I guess not week 1, but week 1 of him in the system. Who would you say is easier to trade for, Aaron Jones or Ramondre? Aaron Jones, because he's been banged up. Schwebs, thank you for the super chat. Are there any quarterbacks on the waiver you would stream this week over massage enthusiast Deshaun Watson? Hit that motherfucking like button. That's a fact. Thank you, Culture Clips. So yeah, would I stream any quarterbacks over Watson this week? Probably not. Now I know Watson is very scary to play, but Spock brought this up. I believe Spock brought this up, and I also was talking about it in my video. So I think great minds think alike in this case. The Titans defense is good against the run. And you might want to argue they are very good against the run, but they also have played against running backs that are not, I would say, amazing, like the not amazing tier running backs, but yeah, they've been good against the running backs. But they're bad against the pass. I know Watson looked bad on Monday Night Football, but that first interception, that was a pick 6, was not his fault. It basically was a throw right at the receiver, and it's a pick, and it goes into the end zone, right? What are the odds that happens again? And then you also have to consider that Watson played good week 1 and the defensive matchup was good. I think Stafford's going to have a decent game as well, but I'd much rather play the massage enthusiast Deshaun Watson. Everyone has been using that stupid term, pass funnel defense. You don't think it's a pass funnel defense? I think they are bad against the pass, and I think they are very good against the run. But I guess there's probably a better term to use than pass funnel defense, but I say it all the time too. I used to say it a lot more last year, and I kind of pushed down on that. You don't like the name, okay? That makes sense. So for a better word here, the Titans defense, no bueno against the pass, but very good against the run. So I am playing Deshaun Watson this week. I'm rolling him out. Look, if Watson shits the bed here for you, then sure. I get looking for another quarterback off the waiver wire, but not this week. Not this week. Lamar or Goff, I'd go with Lamar. Connor or Dylan. Connor. Javante or Rashad. Rashad. Swift or Ford. Swift. Addison or McLaurin. Addison. Full PPR. Jamar Chase, Amon Ra, AJ Brown, Mike Williams, Pittman, and Puka. I'm going Puka, Amon Ra, Brown, and Mike Williams. Lockett or Collins. I would go Collins, my guy. Are we banking on Puka playing and not being limited 100%? He was banged up last week, and he played fully. I would say crappy secondary. Not as cute. Shitty secondary. Garbage secondary. I always try to be nicer to the players, right? Like, because in reality, right, like, I like to shit on guys like Devin Singletary, but Devin Singletary is still a top-end athlete in the world, so sometimes I feel bad being like, oh, Devin Singletary fucking sucks, but the defense, I'm just talking about 11 different guys, right? And it's more than 11 guys because people rotate on, so it's easier to call them shit compared to just one guy. Running back, or pick 2 running backs in a flex. Josh Kelly, Kendrick Miller, Zach Moss, Kareem Hunt, Tutu, and D-Hop. I'm going D-Hop. I'm going Zach Moss. I'm going Josh Kelly. Giorgio, the chef. Thank you for the super chat, my man. I appreciate you. Tough week 3, I think, for running back. Pick 3, Stevenson, Sanders, Kelly, Ford, Hunt. Pick 2, Olave, Pittman, London, Flowers. Great question. Pick 3 at running back. I'm going Ford, I'm going Kelly, and I'm going Stevenson. Stevenson, Ford, and Kelly. Sure, the run defense is good. We just talked about that with Tennessee, but I'm still playing Ford. He's going to get a lot of touches. Stevenson must start every week, even up against the Jets defense. And then Kelly for a bounce back spot up against a much better matchup in Minnesota. So Stevenson, Kelly, Ford, and then Olave, Pittman, London, or Flowers. We are going to go with Chris Olave and Zay Flowers. So again, Stevenson, Kelly, Ford, Olave, and Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers without Odell Beckham Jr. Frank says 2 wide receivers, 2-2. Robert Woods, Hopkins, Pickens, Mike Williams, half PPR. Great question. Lock in Mike Williams. Mike Williams is pretty boomer bust on a week in, week out standpoint. I do understand that, but you're a little bit crazy if you would sit Mike Williams, if I'm being honest with you. And then the question is between Hopkins and Tutu Atwell and Pickens. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably going to go Pickens. So we're going to go Pickens and Mike Williams in half PPR. Because Pickens doesn't get that many targets, but he does get a lot of yards. So Pickens and Mike Williams would be my answer there. Pickens and Mike Williams in half PPR. Full PPR, Chase or Nakua and Hill, Goddard or Henry. Oh, wow. Well, I would rank those guys Hill, Nakua, Chase in that order, and then I would play Goddard over Henry. Pick 1, McLaurin, Flowers, or Atwell. I would play Flowers, and then which tight end, Ferguson or Freiermuth, Freiermuth. Ford or Flowers at the flex, Ford. Only thing with Puka is he's been limited practice this week. Yeah. I don't think he's really a risk, though. He's going to play. Is Addison a good flex option today? Yes. Great matchup. Najee, Jalen Warren, or Tyler Algier? Najee, Jalen Warren. I'd play Najee. Got a rookie manager as Deshaun Watson. If Fields pops off this week, I could trade Fields for Aaron Jones. Yeah, if Fields pops off, are you really going to want to trade Fields, though? Right? Like, because once Fields starts looking good, Fields is going to be like a top 3 quarterback weekly. Pick 1, half PPR, B-Rob, Garrett Wilson, or Judy. I would play B-Rob. Gibbs, Hall, or Nico Collins for the flex. Nico Collins. Breece Hall or Gus Edwards. Breece Hall. Addison or Garrett Wilson. Addison. Chris Godwin or Rashad White. Rashad White. Full PPR flex. Gibbs, Cook, Moore, Collins. I would play Collins. Starting running backs. Yeah, I would go Collins. Najee or Warren. Najee. Start. Oh, you have Jalen Hurts as your QB1. Okay, that makes sense then. Njoku or Hunter Henry. I would go Hunter Henry. Gus Edwards or Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders. What's up, Jubal? What's up to Jubal as well? Thanks, bro. I still have him in my lineup of videos. Can't wait for week 4. Yes, sir. The video will be out tomorrow. Jaden Reed or Kendre Miller? Jaden Reed. 10 team PPR. Pick 1. Running back and 1 flex, B-Rob, Zach Moss, Nico Collins, Chris Godwin. I would go with Zach Moss and Nico Collins. Let's get to 100 likes. That's a fact. Standard scoring bench 1, Nico Collins, Najee or Ford. I am benching Najee. Benching Najee. What's I guess? Sorry. Next question here. Cold cuts. Brian Robinson or Evans at flex? I think Mike Evans has played so well that you can't sit Evans, if I'm being honest with you. He has just played too well. That's kind of one of the philosophies I ride with in fantasy, right? If you have a player that has been playing so well the last couple of weeks, you just can't bench him, right? You're going to feel like absolute dog shit if you bench Evans for Brian Robinson. Now, I think both of them are going to end up having good games. But you're going to feel so stupid if you bench Evans and then Evans has a huge game, right? So you're not sitting Evans. You just can't, based upon how he's played the last 2 weeks. You cannot sit Mike Evans. So I'm going Mike Evans over Brian Robinson. Bryce, thank you for the super chat, my man. Jerome Ford, Elijah Moore, Jerry Jeudy, or Damian Pierce. Shout out to a Canadian lad here. Jerome Ford, Elijah Moore, Jerry Jeudy, or Damian Pierce. I'm going Jerome Ford. Again, the matchup's tough, but we know he's going to get volume. We know he's going to get more carries than Kareem Hunt. So that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel. Go with go with Jerome Ford. Don't want to overthink things. Don't want to get too cute. Go Jerome Ford. For sure. One second, I'm just answer a Patreon question. Alrighty. So Jerome Ford, Elijah Moore, Jeudy, Pierce. Again, I don't really like Jeudy this week against the Dolphins defense. I don't trust Elijah Moore, and I don't trust the offensive line for the Texans. So it's pretty much a layup for Jerome Ford. Next question here. Puka Nacua, Myers, or Josh Reynolds. You can't sit Puka. You cannot sit Puka. He has played too well so far this season to sit him. So I would go Puka. Puka Nacua. 100%. 100% Puka. Not even going to overthink that. Puka. 100%. What's up, the Hound? How you doing, man? Should I bench Godwin for Nico Collins? Yes. And if Joe Burrow doesn't play, should I put in Godwin for Chase? Yes. Full PPR, Goddard or Laporta? I would go Goddard. Again, Laporta's been playing well. Goddard is just, they're both pretty safe at this point, but I'd go Goddard. Right? I feel like you have to go Goddard. Let's go Goddard. 100%. I am not starting Laporta over Goddard at this point in the season. I just can't. I just can't do it, man. I gotta go Goddard. I just feel like Goddard's way safer. Thank you for the super sticker, Legendary One. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. All right, Shaheed or Garrett Wilson? or DJ Moore. I'd go DJ Moore. Fields or Love? I could just feel the love. I'm going Fields. T. Higgins or Joshua Kelly? I'd go Kelly. Khalil Herbert or Dalvin Cook? Dalvin Cook. Half PPR, Myers, Kirk. Actually, Khalil Herbert. Half PPR, Myers, Kirk, Reynolds, or Judy. I'd go Kirk. 100%. 100%. Alrighty. We good. I'm a fat man. Don't like Batman. Alrighty. Let's see here. Next question from chat. Survey says Robert Woods or Kendrick Bourne. Oh, McLaurin or Swift? I would go Swift. Rank my starting team quarterback: Hurts, Ridley, Higgins, Connor, Kyron. The only downside of your team is your tight end, but besides that, it looks pretty good. I give it a nice 8.9 out of 10. Jonathan, thank you for the super chat, my man. I appreciate you. Let's go. Let's see here. Madison, Hollywood, Tank Dell. I would go Madison, Hollywood, or Tank Dell. I would go Madison, and I would go Tank Dell. Dude, I don't trust Hollywood. I'm going to be honest with you. The matchup for Hollywood stinks. The matchup is terrible. I'm just not doing that. I'm just simply not doing that. I'm not playing Hollywood. I feel like Hollywood's going to shit the bed. He had a good last week. I just don't trust it. I feel like Tank Dell just has way more upside. And even at this point, Tank Dell feels safer, which is kind of crazy. Madison, I think, should be fine again because there's no Cam Akers this week. So it should be a fine game for him. So, yeah, I'm going Madison and Tank Dell in that question. Again, I like the player Hollywood Brown. I really do. I think Hollywood Brown's going to end up having a really good career. I think once Kyler comes back, assuming Kyler comes back, you're going to be very happy that you drafted Hollywood Brown. But I think right now, with Josh Dobbs in a tough matchup, you don't really want to play Madison, or you don't really want to play Hollywood Brown. Felix, full PPR, Zach Moss, or Breece Hall. I'm going to be honest with you, this is pretty easy. I like Breece Hall a ton. I think he's a great running back. The matchup against the Patriots scares me. And the fact that the Jets just have no idea what they're doing also scares me. So I would stay clear away from that scenario. Just running away from it. Running clear away. So I'm going to go Zach Moss. 100% Zach Moss. Alrighty. Let's try something else here real quick. Yeah, so Zach Moss over Breece Hall, 100%. Yeah, I'm going Zach Moss, 100%. Do I try Brandon Cooks for 2-2 at this point? Yeah. Brett says Zach Moss, Mostert, Josh Kelly. Very easy, Mostert and Zach Moss. I actually like Josh Kelly, but I'm going Mostert and Zach Moss. That would be my answer to that one. Zach Moss and Mostert for sure. Do I risk waiting for Burrow or just start Goff? Yeah, just start Goff. Just start Goff. Alrighty. Let's see. I haven't seen a single Kenneth Walker question. Yeah, it feels like people are just, at this point, locking him in. Connor, Dylan, or Warren? Connor. Pick up Treylon Burks and drop McKinnon. No, I would just hold McKinnon. What's a potential trade I get for shipping Cup? See, shipping Cooper Cup right now is basically impossible because you're not going to get the correct value of Cooper Cup, right? You like Cooper Cup. Obviously, I like Cooper Cup, right? I think Cooper Cup's going to have a great season, right? But do we really think that Cooper Cup is like a locked and loaded smash? Like, do you think people are going to actually pay for Cooper Cup like he's Cooper Cup? Or do you think people are going to pay for him like he's some used goods that is banged up, that won't be able to do anything? Right? People worry about that. So I would say if you're trying to trade Cup, you're going to be shopping for like players that haven't done the best, that are not even worth the value of Cooper Cup. So if I'm being honest with you, I'm not trading Cooper Cup at all. But if you want to trade Cooper Cup, I guess you should look for guys like, I don't even know, like who's a player that's hurt right now or that hasn't performed well, like an AJ Brown type of guy. Maybe the AJ Brown owners panicked. Maybe the Jamar Chase owners shitting themselves. Like that's the kind of guy you're going to have to trade for Cup. And you might not even be able to get that, right? Because the person that is trading for, because Cup is just so down bad right now because he hasn't even played a single game. And people are in panic central station because of that. All right, thank you guys for all the super chats. I'm trying to think of who else you could trade Cooper Cup for. Off the top of my head, I don't even know. Next question. Steve Gill. Hey, broski, love the channel. Watson or Fields at quarterback? Pick two receivers. Higgins, Godwin, Flowers, Atwell. I know you didn't like Chase this week. Is Higgins okay? I don't love Higgins either, but I mean, I'd probably play him in certain scenarios. So let's see. I'd play Flowers and Godwin here. Yeah, I'd play Flowers and Godwin, and then I'd play Fields. Fields, Flowers, and Godwin. That would be my answer there. I'm probably going to end the stream about 10 minutes before kickoff because I still have like a gazillion DFS lines to make. So I'm going to go Fields, Higgins, and Godwin. That feels right. Kumo. Hey, Pittman or Cooper and Kyron or Walker? I'm playing Walker over Kyron, even though I love Kyron this week. Yeah, I'll play Walker. And then Pittman or Cooper, I'm going Kumo. I don't mind Cooper. I mean, I don't mind Pittman this week, but I think with Anthony Richardson in, like, I don't think you're really going to get that amazing game out of Pittman. So I'd go Cooper over Pittman, if I'm being honest. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Yeah, let's go Cooper and Walker. Veronica, thank you for the super chat. Nakua, Algier, Pierce, or AJ Dillon, half PPR. Great question. At this point, you cannot sit Puka. At this point, Puka is just a must start. Look, if he shits the bed this week, it is what it is. But at this point, he has shown us nothing other than the fact that he can produce at a top 12 level at the wide receiver position in fantasy football. This offense has proven that they're significantly better than I thought that they were going to be. Matthew Stafford has proven that he is better than I thought he was going to be. So right now, I would be hard pressed to sit Puka. I mean, he has just looked so good. I think he's basically must start. And again, if he plays bad this week, then maybe Today, Junior, we reevaluate next week, but right now I got to play Puka. I can't sit him. What you mean, says Derrick Henry, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jerome Ford, and Kelly, A.J. Brown, Ridley, and Nakua need 2 running backs, 1 receiver, and a flex. So you have a loaded team, basically, is what you are stating here. Your team is on fire. So let's see here. Let's go. Gotta play Henry. Right? We can't sit Henry. So Henry is in for one of the running backs. The other running back, we're going to go with Gibbs. For the receiver, we're going to go Puka and A.J. Brown. That's tough because you have to leave Ridley on the bench. But again, I'm not sitting Puka. That might sound fucking clinically insane, but I'm not sitting Puka. We are going to go, again, Henry and Gibbs. We can't sit Henry. We can't sit Gibbs. And then we are going to go Puka, and we are going to go with A.J. Brown. I think Ridley's safer than A.J. Brown, but A.J. Brown is such a weak winning upside that I feel like we just have to play him. That's what we're going with here. We're going Henry, Gibbs, A.J. Brown, and Puka. Next question here. Keep living the dream. Half PPR start T. Higgins or Michael Pittman. This is one of those where you're in a situation where both of the quarterbacks are most likely to be a backup. So I'm just going to go with the better receiver and go Higgins. Again, I think this is a gross situation all around. You're probably not going to want to start either of them. So yeah, I think I'd go Higgins. I would go Higgins. Again, it is kind of gross, but I'm going to go Higgins. I think Pittman's going to be fine, but I feel like Higgins is also going to be okay. But in a lot of scenarios, I'm trying to bench Higgins. Lettuce. Thank you for the super chat. PPR start Tank, Dell, Reed, or Warren over Watson. Yeah, Watson's not playing, so I would go with Jaden Reed. I think Jaden Reed's pretty safe this week. This week. So I'm going Jaden Reed personally. I'm going Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed. Alrighty. Jaden Reed for sure. Tyler says, go Pack, go. Godwin or Addison? I would go with, all right, let me give you my honest opinion on this, and let me check Patreon real quick because I want to make sure I got every question on there. So my honest opinion on this is that I would play Godwin, right? If it was my team, I'm playing Chris Godwin. But I feel like Addison at this point is safer. At this point, Addison is safer than Godwin. So if you want a safe option, go Addison. If you're feeling a little spicy, you're feeling a little reckless, right? You want to go for more upside, go with Addison. You know what, actually, I changed my mind. If it was my team, I would play Jordan Addison. So that's what I'm going with, Jordan Addison. Any other super chats here? Drafted Hunt in week 1. I feel like the Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, I actually drafted Hunt on one of my teams, and I drafted Leonard Fournette on another one. I think I ended up cutting Leonard Fournette, but you're real sharp there. I drafted Leonard Fournette on like every single one of my best ball teams, thinking he would get signed. Like I was thinking, oh, if some running back got hurt, they're definitely bringing in Leonard Fournette, and it just hasn't happened yet. Now it's only week 3, so I guess there's really no need to panic just yet. But if I'm being honest with you, I'm a little bit worried. It would be kind of hard to say that I'm not worried. All right. 1 second here. Just move this out of there real quick. Oh, wait, what the fuck? Okay, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. I'll answer your question in a second. All right, back to this. Back to what we were doing. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. Any questions here? Pittman or Flowers? Flowers. Nico or Addison? Nico. Joe Mixon or Josh Kelly? I'd go Joe Mixon. Holmes Slicington. Thank you for the super chat. Leave your question in chat and I will answer it for you. Appreciate you. London or Dell or Warren? I would play London in that situation. Half PPR, start Moss or McLaurin. Moss, Mike Williams or Mike Thomas Williams. DK Metcalf or James Conner. DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf for show. Faux show. Tua Tagovailoa. I'm playing so many Tua lineups this week in DFS. I'm ready to go down with the ship. I always do that. I really just play like 2 different quarterbacks. This week I'm going Kirk Cousins and Tua. If they both fail me, it is what it fucking is, man. That's what I like to do. I like to just – a lot of people, they try to spread their ownership wide. I play like the same – I play like 15 lineups. I play like the same couple of players in every lineup, just mixed and matched. If it ends up sucking, then I'll end up sleeping with the fishes. But it is what it is, right? I'm willing to take that risk in DFS. A lot of people do the same thing in best ball. They try to spread their teams around, right? Oh, get this guy, spread the ownership. No, I just go fucking balls deep with the guys that I like. And if it ends up combusting right on my face, pause, then it is what it is. It is what it is. I just accept that. Christian Kirk or Swift? I would go Kirk. No, I'd go Swift. Jake Ferguson, Juwan Johnson, Jake Ferguson. Man, I'm too stacked in one of my leagues. Puka, Evans, Diggs, and DK. That's fire. Told my boss he needs Sundays off, and I've been scheduled every Sunday since. That's tough. Yeah, I could never work on a Sunday during the football season. I think I would go crazy not being able to watch the games. I have too much love for the Miami Dolphins to miss the game. All right. Someone did super chat, and I forgot who they were, and they didn't ask their question, so I gotta try to find that. Holmes Slicington. I gotta look for his question real quick. In a pinch, Garrett Wilson or Hollywood at the flex. Also go Broncos. Now the Broncos are losing today, but shit. Garrett Wilson or Hollywood? I'm playing Garrett Wilson. I think they're both pretty risky. If I'm keeping it a buck with you. So I'm just going to go with the safer option there and go with Garrett Wilson. I think you're really chancing things with Hollywood this week. I think Garrett Wilson. I know Bill Belichick always shuts down the number one option on the other team. He really shut down Tyreek last week. Well, the thing is, if you start fucking Hollywood Brown over Garrett Wilson, you're gonna feel like an idiot. So just don't do it. Just don't do it. Start Garrett Wilson. Ben says PPR, non-PPR, Kincaid or Laporta, Hollywood or Tank Dell. I'd go Tank Dell. Joey says, hey, bro, DST, Pats or KC. Those guys are basically neck and neck for me in terms of defense. You could really go either way there. I would probably go... Oh, man. Here, wait. Let's try something else here. I would probably go with the Patriots, but it is very close. I'm going Patriots personally over KC, but it's really close. I'm going Pats. Zach Moss or Jerome Ford? Zach Moss. Dameon Pierce or Jalen Warren or Khalil Herbert? I would go Dameon Pierce. Pacheco, Kendra Miller, Josh Reynolds or Chase? I would go Josh Reynolds and Pacheco. Dak or Lawrence. I would go Lawrence. Late to the party. PPR, Kelly or Ford. Ford. Justin Fields might get it tougher. Hunter Henry or Pat Fryman with Henry. Gabe Davis, DJ Moore, Higgins. I'm going with. I'm going in that situation. I'm just gonna play T Higgins. Flow PPR. Sanders, London, or Kelly at the flex. I would go Sanders, London, or Kelly. I would go. Sanders, London, or Kelly. I'd go Kelly. Pittman in the rain. Nico Collins. I'm not too worried about the rain. I'm going Rashad White, Nico Collins, and Cooper. CJ Stroud or Goff? Goff. The Goffinator. All right, let me just set my lineup in my Dynasty League. Oh my god, my whole fucking team is hurt. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I hate Dynasty. The more I started to play it, the more I realized I strongly dislike it. My whole fucking team is injured. It's a fucking disaster. I have to play Randall Cobb this week. Randall fucking Cobb. That's how you know it's bad. So we're going to sit him for Zach Ertz. This team's a disaster. And then in Scott Fishbowl, let me just set my lineup real quick. Take Aaron Jones out. Put in fucking Tank Bigsby. Actually, I'll put in Damian Harris instead. All right, everyone else is playing except for Zay Jones. Just got to come out for. Okay. Josh Reynolds or Jacoby Myers. I'd play Jacoby Myers. Damian Pierce, Jalen Warner, Khalil Herbert, Damian Pierce. Dynasty is the only way. No, dude, I don't like Dynasty. I do not like Dynasty. It's too much. It's way too much for me. I'm going to be honest, my Dynasty team's good, but it's starting to fall out of the window to where things are going to start getting very bad pretty soon. So I'd be better off just not playing Dynasty anymore. Because I just don't enjoy it as much. I like the process of drafting my team every single year. I like the process. I'm not a good GM. I just basically go fully in to trying to win that year instead of trying to play like the long haul. So my teams always just end up like having like a 3-year window of being great and then just sucking. And I don't enjoy having a shitty team, so it's kind of hard. Kind of hard on me, you know? Jamal Agnew scores a touchdown today. I'm going to be rich, just so you guys know. Baby, we rich. Dan says, I love the channel. Keep it up, my man. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, we are going to be ending stream relatively soon because I got some stuff to do. Love the channel. Keep it up, my man. Thank you. Running back 1/2, Mostert and Williams. That looks good. Bench, Warren White. Flex, Lockett. Any thoughts on possible changes? Yeah, I think I would I'm definitely putting Rashad White in over Williams. That's really the only change I would make. I'd put Rashad White in over Williams. Pretty much a guarantee. I guarantee you that. I'm no John Elway. He's rewriting the book. We give and we count. Yeah, so I'm taking Williams out of there, and I'm putting Rashad White in there. And then the rest looks good. So there you go. Cooper or Myers? Cooper or Collins? I'm sitting Dylan. Thunder Die's going to miss again this week. Maybe. Mayhaps. It's definitely possible. I'm playing Joshua Kelly in like every single DFS lineup, so if this guy ends up busting again, I'm going to fucking seppuku. Goddard or Pitts? I'd go Goddard. Josh Kelly, Addison, Garrett Wilson, or Mostert? I'd go Mostert. I'm eating good. Need a big Kirko Chains day. Me to get rich. Ain't a baby, we rich. Alrighty. Kirk or Reed? Kirk. Josh Reynolds, Swift, McLaurin, Shathid. I'd play Swift. Nico over Pittman? Yes. Pick one, Zach Moss, DJ Moore, Connor, B-Rob. I'd go Zach Moss. I'm going Zach Moss, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. All right. Let's get some more Tua lineups up in here. And let's get Kelly out the player pool. No Kelly. Tua. Want Oos at quarterback. Lock button. Purdy, Josh Jacobs. Purdy, Josh Jacobs, B-Rob, Diggs, Ridley, Otten. Thoughts? That looks pretty good. Yeah, I get that. Playing a new tight end every week does sometimes be what you got to do. I miss the Tebow days. There's nothing more entertaining than Bayless rubbing it in everyone's face when Tebow pulled off a win. I don't think I've ever seen a worse win or a worse loss for the Dolphins than when fucking Tim Tebow, the Dolphins were up, I think, 15 with like a minute or 2 minutes left, and Tim Tebow, by the power of the Lord, fucking beat the Dolphins. I've never seen something like that in my life. The power of Christ ran through him as he fucking fisted the Miami Dolphins. I've never seen something like that. I don't think I ever will see something like that again. It was so impressive. Okay, Williams. If anyone remembers that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyone who was watching football back then knows what I'm talking about. Josh Kelly or Swift? Swift, 100%. Are we still starting T. Higgins or start Tua or Hopkins instead? I'd play T. Higgins over those guys. Tua or Fields, I would go Tua. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. Oh, sorry, I just burped. Hope you guys didn't hear that. You probably did. Probably did because I didn't hit the mute button fast enough, so I apologize. I've been drinking a lot of apple cider. I don't know about you guys, but once it turns fall, I start chugging apple cider. Algier or Ford, I would go Ford. Josh Reynolds, Jamar Chase, I would go Jamar Chase. Breece Hall, George Pickens, Drake London, Josh Reynolds at the flex. I'm going George Pickens. George Pickens. Josh Reynolds or Garrett Wilson, I'd go Garrett Wilson. Good luck, everyone. Thanks for all the help. No problem. Tyreek going to get 45 points today. Well, then you guys aren't seeing me on Monday because I'm going to be rich. And you guys will never fucking see me again. I'm a sucker for a basic white girl pumpkin spice lattes. I don't like pumpkin. I don't like anything related to like coffee lattes. I don't like any of that shit. That's probably just because I'm a bitch, right? I just have never liked it. But I know people love it, right? People swear by it. They will die on the sword of that shit. People love it. Smash that like button. I'm rolling with Tank instead of Hollywood. Kills me, but haha. Do you have any chance my cards pull up the upset today? Tailgate time. I'll have a drink for you in Spock. Thank you, Ben. I would say when you're going up against the Cowboys, there's always a chance for an upset, right? The Cowboys are like that one team that will just lose like the stupidest game, right? So I guess it is possible, right? Obviously, Ben, I think you probably have a 98% chance of losing, but you never know. You never know. Have a fun one, Ben. Let me know how it goes. You know how this should go. All right. One more lineup left. Apparently, it is very hot in the Dolphins stadium today. 90-something degrees, I was reading. That is not ideal for the guys that are having to play. Frank, thank you for the super chat, my man. 1 second, I think. Some people keep texting me. I don't know if my friends are here or not. Higgins, Hopkins, or Tutu? Worried about T without Joe. Yeah, I feel that. See, if I'm being honest with you, I'm probably just going to play T. Higgins if that was me, right? If gun to the head, I'm just playing Higgins. I'm just going to eat whatever happens. It is what it is because I don't love your other options. But if you just want a safe bet, right, what you could actually do is play Higgins, right? And then if Joe doesn't play, then you can just play 2-2. So you basically have a guaranteed out to where you don't get fucked by where you're not getting fucked over by what's his name? If you guarantee yourself not getting fucked by Higgins if he doesn't play. So you're going to be able to get out from underneath that. So just play Higgins, and then if you're scared of Higgins, right, Joe doesn't play, then just go with 2-2. Goff over Burrow, 100%. 100%. Brian Robinson or Jahmyr Gibbs? Play Jahmyr Gibbs. Do I trade Cup away for Garrett Wilson and DeAndre Swift? No. I would not. Let me put my lineup into here. All right. Thanks, Nick. Let's get that W today. Yep. Yes, sir. All right. Let me put my last DFS lineup in. Joey Ice or Jordan Love Me Tender, Love Me Sweet. I'm going Jordan Love this week. I don't trust Joe Burrow. I just don't. Like, call me crazy, call me maybe, but I don't trust it. I do not trust it. B-Robs and Gibbs, top 15, I agree. Yeah, I'm playing Gibbs. McLaurin or Algier, I'd go Algier. Actually, I'd play McLaurin over Algier. Start 1, flex 1, Madison, Najee, MT, Hopkins, Gus Edwards. I would play Madison and Hopkins. Trade away Puka and DK for CMC. Oh, my God. Najee, Mike, Thomas, or 2-2. I'd play 2-2. Swift, Gus, Collins, or Kelly. Pick 2. Swift. Madison or Robinson? Madison. No, yeah, Madison. Yeah. Jahmyr Gibbs over Robinson. Gabe Davis or 2-2. Gabe Davis. Let's eat a W. A.J. Brown, Pittman, Pickens, Nico Collins, Nakua, Myers, pick 3. I'm going A.J. Brown, Puka Nakua, and Nico Collins. All right, it would appear that I think the Sunday slate is about to begin. Maybe it didn't start yet. Maybe it did. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it's about to start. 30 seconds. We got 30 seconds. So everyone lock in. Grab your fucking popcorn. Stroud or Deshaun Watson? Deshaun Watson. Good luck, Tyron. Kyron Williams versus Cincy or Rashad White? Kyron Williams. Fields or Stafford? I'm playing Fields. Algier or Warren? I'm playing Algier. So thank you guys all for watching today's stream. I really appreciate all you guys. We had a great stream. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button. I have no idea what the fuck Bumblebee Tuna is. Later, guys. Good luck. Have fun. See all you guys. Love you guys. Again, I would go A.J. Brown, Nico Collins, and Puka Nakua. Swift, Pacheco, A.J. Dillon, Najee, pick 2. Swift and Pacheco. Good luck, guys. Good luck, everyone. I love you guys. Hopefully, you guys have a great Sunday. B-Rob or Mostert. I'd go Mostert. Have a great one. I'll see you guys tomorrow with 2 videos, and I'll see you guys next live stream will be next Thursday. I love you guys. Sorry for being late. We'll try to be more on time next week. I love you guys. Thank you guys for everything. Have a great one. Thank you guys for 28,000 subscribers as well. I love you guys so much. So have a great one. Peace out. Bye, boy.